Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video. And in today's video, I want to share with you guys the best exponential settings here in Season 8. I want to share with you guys the exponential settings that I use and that I really like, and I'd recommend for you guys to try out if you are looking to update your exponential settings, or if you guys are looking to change from linear to exponential. I think these settings are really great, and I highly recommend for all of you guys to try them out because I think they are the very best for this season. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys would like to participate in the next giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Hit the notification bell, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered. If you guys would like to support them in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go down to the bottom right, click on support a creator, type in my creator code, which is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. And lastly, I'm super excited to announce my new merch. You guys can find it in the link in the description or the pinned comment if you guys are interested. Definitely get a long sleeve t-shirt or a hoodie if you guys like it. And with that being said, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the best exponential settings to use here in Season 8. So going to my settings and showing you guys the sensitivities and settings that I use. So my building and my editing is going to be, so my building is a 1.6, editing sensitivity is a 1.5, horizontal is a 44%, and my vertical is a 44. So I like having even sensitivities for horizontal and vertical. If you wanted to, you could slightly raise your horizontal because it is more important to look left and right than it is up and down. Just because when you're close quarters or you're box fighting, a lot of times you're going to be flick shotting left to right rather than above you or below you. So if you wanted to have a little bit higher horizontal speed, you can, but I do like 44% on both. I also like a 46%. So anything in that range I think is really great. And then my building and editing sensitivity is, I would say, slightly fast, but it's not too fast where you can't control it. I think it's just fast enough to be able to do all the building techniques that you would need to be able to win, because of course there's a lot of like advanced retakes that you can do, and I think you have to have a really high sensitivity to do a lot of them. So if you are really interested in doing a lot of like crazy retakes, then I think you would probably want to have just a slightly higher. But I feel like for most players who are just looking to play casual or trying to play arena, I think this building and editing sensitivity is great. I feel really controlled over my builds and edits, which is important, and at the same time I'm able to do all the retakes that I normally would be able to do. And of course the sensitivity is still really fast. As you can see, I'm able to control it quite well, so that's why I think the sensitivity is great, and I do recommend for you guys to use it. And having 44% on both is great. And I also said I do recommend 46% if you like a little bit faster. Some people have it all the way jacked to 60%, but I do find it that the higher sensitivity you play on, the harder it is to aim. That's why I like to play a little bit on the lower side, and I also highly recommend it for newer players as well. If you are just not the best at aiming, it's just something that you're not very good at, playing on a lower sensitivity will definitely help you out in that regard. So if you do struggle to hit your shots, lower sensitivity is the way to go as opposed to a higher sensitivity. And I would say anything above like a 50% would be considered high. Anything in the 40s I think is the best way to go, and I think anything in the 30s is just slightly too low. So anything in the 40% is going to be great for your horizontal and vertical sensitivity. Aim down sights, I pretty much always have it the same between exponential and linear. I either have it in between 9 and 11%. I find anything below 9% to be too slow, and anything above 11% really isn't necessary for most players. You don't need to have anything like a 15 or 16%. You could if you really liked it, but I feel like it's just too much, and you wouldn't really realistically need to have that high of a sensitivity. And as far as your look dampening time, I have mine on a 0.10, but I think this is a setting that's necessary on linear, but on exponential, you can choose to have this on or not. I like to have it at a 0.10. I think it's a great setting to use to be able to hit your shots from longer ranges. It helps a lot when it comes to small analog stick adjustments. So if you're editing, building, or aiming and you need to just slightly move over your crosshair, I think that having look damping time is going to really help you out. So as I mentioned, so for aim down sights, it's pretty straightforward. Anything from 9 to 11% really is the best. It's pretty much been the same for the longest time. I haven't fluctuated too much in between the sensitivities, just because, as I said, anything below a 9, I find it to just be too slow. If someone's moving really quick, say they jump on a launch pad, you're just not going to be able to track them. And then at 11 to 12% in that range is fast enough to be able to track those players who are moving quickly, and anything above that, it just seems a little bit extra if you want to be able to, maybe in squads, I guess I could see, like if you want to switch in between targets while aiming down sights. But a lot of times I'll just aim, and if I want to shoot at someone to the right, I'll un-ADS and then adjust over and then re-aim down my sights. So that's the only reason I could see people playing on higher, because you really don't need anything higher than like 11 or 12%. And then for my dead zones, I have an 8% on both. It really just comes down to your controller. If you have a lot of stick drift, then maybe being on like a 15% or even 20% dead zone is going to be right for you. And if you have a newer controller and you don't have much stick drift, then the lower dead zone you can have, the better. And then you want to have foot controller setting off. So these are all the sensitivities that I have for Exponential and that I would recommend for everyone to try out. As I said, all these are pretty much recommendations. If you want to slightly adjust a couple sensitivities to suit your liking, I think that's really good, because some people like having slightly higher buildings and people like slightly lower. And there's a lot of personal preferences when it comes to sensitivities. But I feel like if you give these sensitivities a go, you'll really like them. And as far as my binds, if you guys did want to know, if you guys don't already know the setup that I have, I do have 4 paddles. And my upper right paddle is my edit button. My upper left paddle is going to be my toggle pickaxe. I placed all my traps with my bottom right paddle, which is bound to the B button, and then how I jump is my bottom left paddle. So upper left is pickaxe, bottom left is jump, upper right is edit, and bottom right is how I place my traps, which you can see is bound here in the build controls. I pretty much have had this setup for the longest time. I used to have it slightly different, where I used to have my builds on my bottom right paddle, but I found it better to be on my left stick. It just felt way more comfortable that way. So these are the binds that I always have. And if you guys play with non-paddle or non-claw, or if you guys do play on claw, I have plenty of other videos on the best binds to use. I always have in my pinned comment, I always have the best non-paddle, non-claw binds to use, which is the majority of players, which I think I did a poll a while ago. It was probably like 70 or even 80% of you guys don't play with claw or paddles. So definitely check out that video if you guys do need good binds. And of course, I do have binds for claw. All you guys have to do is just type in Young Humor claw binds in the search bar, and you guys will find plenty of videos and different binds to try out. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys found it helpful and you guys like these settings. If you guys could drop a like on this video, make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Hit the notification bell so you guys will get notified every single time I upload a new video, or when I live stream on the channel, so you guys don't miss out. But that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.